welcome to your astrology for the week of February 7th, 2014 to February 13th, 2014. And as a side note, on February 6th, which is today, Mercury goes retrograde in Pisces. So when Mercury goes retrograde, this is really a time of reflection, revisitation, revising, redoing, and tying up loose ends, basically. With it in the sign of Pisces, it really puts an emphasis on reflection, and really this is a great time for doing inner work. Paying attention to your intuition, paying attention to your dreams, and really listening to your own inner voice, your own inner guidance. So it's also awesome for healing and letting go of old baggage and unconscious feelings, becoming aware of those unconscious feelings that you have. All right, and on February 7th, the moon enters Gemini. So this kind of contradicts the whole Mercury retrograde thing, because Gemini is actually all about communication and short trips and siblings and neighbors, as well as the neighborhood and, all the little things you have to do around your neighborhood. All right, and the moon on that same day squares Mercury in Pisces retrograde. So this is going to cause a bit of inner tension between maybe our emotions and what our intuition is telling us. So maybe this could also cause like overly chattiness or not enough communication in some areas, or communication errors could occur, or things come out just all wrong. So we want to make sure that if we're communicating something, that it really is coming out right. Make sure that if it might not be the best day for communicating our emotions, but if you have to, then make sure that everything you're saying is clear and in the way that you mean it. All right, and then the moon squares Neptune in Pisces. So again, this is kind of interesting. Maybe our dreams have kind of caused some emotional upset, and maybe we're just maybe feeling a little off on this day, where it's we're feeling a little dreamy. Maybe illusions are being brought up that we need to break free of and become aware of, and it's kind of causing a little bit of tension, but ultimately becoming more aware of those things will help us to move forward with more clarity. And then on February 8th, the moon in Gemini sextiles Uranus and Aries. So this brings a very childlike feel for the day, because we've got both Gemini and Aries involved, both are very playful and young-spirited signs. And then Uranus is all about unexpected things, and so there could be an unexpected opportunity to have a little fun, maybe just enjoying some learning new things, or discovering new places. There could be a sense of adventure to the day, and you could even have more insights about your emotions or how you communicate, possibly. And then the moon in Gemini squares Chiron in Pisces, or Chiron. And this is going to probably bring up some old wounds again, and we could possibly communicate those old wounds to someone and be able to resolve it through communication. And of course, with Mercury retrograde, we want to make sure that what we're talking about is not something that's new news. Something that is old news is preferred. And and I forgot to mention, when Mercury is retrograde, it's not a good time to start new things. It's definitely a better time for finishing up old things. So yeah, this could actually be a resolution of old wounds that that Mercury retrograde could bring about perfectly. All right, on February 9th, the moon in Gemini trines the sun in Aquarius. So this one gives us a lot of intellectual stimulation, a lot of insights into our emotions as well as into ourselves. And communication with friends could go very well. It could have a very heartfelt conversation with some of your friends. Or even in a group setting, you could have a good communication with people. And yeah, it could even be about off-the-wall topics and bringing up unconventional ideas and maybe things that can really help you have a new perspective on yourself. And then the moon in Gemini trines Mars in Libra. So this could give a lot more energy to relationships and conversations in relationships. And it could also, you also want to watch out for how you say things, because Mars can be a bit assertive and blunt and even confrontational. So, how you, come across in your communication, could be a little more blunt than usual. So you want to make sure to be tactful in how you communicate. All right, and then the moon enters Cancer. So this is a very nurturing sign for the moon to be in. It's ruling, the moon rules Cancer. So a big focus on family and the home could occur, and there could be a bit of moodiness even. We'll probably feel a little bit more reclusive. We'll probably want to, sit at home and, enjoy our more, family-oriented relationships and really, get away from it all. Probably, would be good for, drinking cocoa by the fire type feel. That's kind of what I got at that. All right, and then on February 10th, the moon in Cancer sextiles the south node in Taurus and trines the north node in Scorpio. So issues revolving around maybe possessions in the home could come up. Maybe it's a good time to get rid of some of those things, or do some rearranging, or even just a discussion of finances could occur. And there could be some more insight into how we are feeling and the things that we would like to change in our mostly our family and home environment, and become aware of maybe hidden situations within our emotions, or even within the financial realm too. Like maybe we've been neglectful of certain financial situations, or maybe we're have not known about something, and so now is the time to become more aware of something and maybe make adjustments as necessary. All right, and then the moon trines Mercury in Pisces retrograde, and so our emotions will be a lot closer to our conscious mind. So we'll be very aware of how we're feeling, and we may want to do some journaling about how we're feeling. And it's definitely more of a time to go within yourself, maybe not addressing anything outwardly about it yet, or if it's an old thing, then maybe it is a good time to address it. But yeah, ultimately it's all about becoming aware of how you're feeling, and noticing dreams and all those things that are more on the unconscious side of things. And then the moon in Cancer trines Neptune in Pisces. This makes for a very dreamy type of day, a bit more ungrounded, kind of emotional, kind of symbolic, and definitely more towards the subconscious and unconscious realms. We could have a lot of daydreams on that day, and a lot of feelings coming up, a lot of sensitivity to other people's feelings. And yeah, it would be a good day to do inner work as well. And the moon squares Uranus and Aries on this day, so this could bring up some unexpected insights into ourselves and into our emotions. And it may be somewhat shocking or uncomfortable or even just unconventional, possibly. So, yeah. And then the moon conjuncts Jupiter in Cancer, which is Jupiter's retrograde still. So this could help us to kind of move beyond limitations that we've set for ourselves and really be able to expand our awareness about how we feel. And we could even introduce more opportunities for learning in our home, and even learning about our heritage would be a good use of this energy. And then the moon in Cancer trines Chiron in Pisces. So this actually is great for bringing healing to your emotions, and awesome for meditation, becoming aware of old emotions, old wounds, and doing a lot of healing when it comes to that stuff. And then on February 11th, the moon in Cancer opposes Pluto in Capricorn. So this could bring up inner tensions about maybe our home versus our outer life, our careers, or and we could become aware of how it makes us feel. Maybe we've been putting too much focus on our outer lives or too much focus on our inner lives, and really becoming aware of what we need to do to make ourselves feel better, and to maybe even bring more balance when it comes to that stuff. And then Mercury in Pisces sextiles the South Node in Taurus and trines the North Node in Scorpio. So, conversations could come up about money and resources and possessions and values. And it's best to avoid new conversations about these things, but maybe tying up loose ends when it comes to those things. And also becoming aware of what our own inner values are and our own feelings about money. And then when it trines the North Node in Scorpio, we could actually become a lot more aware of our subconscious feelings and our unconscious feelings, and be able to bring to light some old stuff that we feel, and possibly just write it down or communicate it in some way. And then the moon opposes Venus in Capricorn, the moon in Cancer, of course. And so this kind of brings some disparity between how we feel about our home life and what we want in the material world, the career world, the outer world. And it could also bring up tensions in relationships about these things. And ultimately it's all about integrating, how we're feeling into our, into what we want out of a career. So really getting in tune with our feelings can help us to integrate those energies and, make changes as needed. And then the sun in Aquarius squares Saturn in Scorpio. So, we're trying to implement new ideas into this physical reality, but it may be a bit of a challenge, especially on this day. And Saturn may bring up some of the kinks in our ideas and really is trying to refine those ideas to make them more realistic so that we can really make true transformation in this world. So, Saturn will have us be discriminating between, what is just fluff and what is true insight out of all these new insights we're getting. And basically, it's all about eliminating anything that's unrealistic and implementing all the things that are, realistic. And then the moon in Cancer trines Saturn in Scorpio. So we are able to actually start on implementing those new things. And we also are checking our emotions about these things and making sure that, we're in tune with ourselves in the process of bringing these new things forward. And on February 12th, the moon in Cancer squares Mars in Libra. So this definitely could bring up some moodiness in relationships or in the family spheres. And it could bring up some arguments or confrontations or just, situations in which, maybe one person is asserting themselves and one person's reacting in a more emotional way. But this can be integrated to be more productive. Maybe confronting old emotions that, you haven't dealt with yet in relationships, or just letting someone know how you feel so that, more respect can be given on, whichever end it needs to be given on. So, yeah, and then the moon enters Leo. So this puts the focus on creativity and children and romance and fun. So things could really lighten up after that, and maybe a little more dramatic displays of emotion, and you could feel very close to your children during this time and be able to be there emotionally for your children. And then on this same day, Mercury retrogrades back into Aquarius. So this is bringing in a lot of inner insights into ourselves, into our conscious processes, into our communication, and there could be a lot of flashes of insight, and most of these you should probably just write down for a later time to be discussed again. But yeah, I mean, it could also help bring insights into friendships and into bigger causes, and also into what your hopes, wishes, and dreams are. And then on February 13th, the moon in Leo trines Uranus in Aries. So there could be, maybe your children have been doing something unexpected, or they could do something that really makes you aware of something within yourself that you weren't aware of, or something within them that you weren't aware of. So also, unexpected emotions could come up, or unexpected things in romance, but usually it will be for the positive, considering it's a trine. And it would actually be maybe you and a partner will do something kind of unconventional from what you usually do, or have a little bit of adventure, or maybe even enjoy something creative or dramatic, or something fun and unexpected. All right. That's your astrology for the week. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will talk to you again next week. Thank you.